Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
What's up, podcast family? Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 272. I'm Phil Graham. I've got a great show for you guys today. I'm going to be sharing the 3 types of Facebook ads you guys should be running right now in mid 2022. And if you're listening to this later on, maybe in late 2022 or after, most likely these are also still going to be very, very effective. The 3 ad types I'm sharing with you today have worked extremely well for us, and they've helped bring in millions of dollars in sales for clients. But with that being said, you should always test these things. This is not some kind of fake guru thing where it's guaranteed to make you millions of dollars overnight. It doesn't work that way. However, it's worked extremely well for us, and I highly recommend you guys test these ad types because they are so powerful. So I hope you guys are having a great week so far. I'm really glad you're here, and I really do care. I'm excited to help you along your journey and help you avoid all these spam idiots out there and fake gurus and all that stuff. So thank you so much for being here. One thing you're going to notice about these 3 types of ads is that they're going to be nothing like what you see on Facebook most of the time. Most of the time, you're probably looking at crappy, spammy sales pitch ads that have no value and are just horrible. These are nothing like that. In fact, you don't want to be making the mistake that a lot of people make, which is they look at what other ads are out there and they run similar ads thinking that, well, they must be successful if they've been out here for a while. Well, I'm here to tell you that's not how it works. There's a lot of people out there that are not smart, that are flushing money down the toilet over and over and over again, running things that don't work. So when you go and copy something that's out there, there's a good chance you're copying a loser, not a winner. The other mistake people make often is using crappy templates. That's not how you create successful ads, my friends. So make sure that you're not messing around with just copying what somebody else is doing, that you're actually creating great things that look very different than what you're used to seeing, because that's going to help you stand out to your audience. Now, before we jump into the 3 ad types, if you guys do want to get in touch, maybe you're looking for some one-on-one coaching so you can finally learn ads the right way, or maybe you want somebody to actually run your ads for you, a professional you can trust. For either one of those things, you can go to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital, and let's connect, my friends. Let's start with ad type number 1 you should be using right now. I call it our us versus them differentiation ad. This is extremely powerful and hardly anybody runs this kind of an ad. This ad focuses not only on how you are different, but most importantly, how that difference actually benefits your customers or clients, which really is the most important thing. So here's how it works. We start off, step 1 is a hook. We always have a hook in this ad. We need to get their attention with a hook. Step 2 is the content about how and why we're different than either competitors or just the general stuff that's out there. Step 3 is actually the most important part, which is now that they know how we're different and why we're different, we talk about why and how our difference benefits the customer or the client. That's what they really care about. Not that you're different or better, but here's how that helps you. That's what they care about. And then step 4 is we have a really light call to action. That formula, that us versus them differentiation ad, is insanely powerful. I highly recommend you try it out. Now that I've kind of told you what it was, how often have you seen an ad like this? Chances are it's not very often, unless it's been one of our clients, because hardly anybody does this. There's a lot of people that'll try and talk about how they're different or why they're better than everybody else. However, They don't talk about why and how that benefits their customers and clients. They're just doing it in a way that is narcissistic and just tries to brag about themselves, which actually is a horrible way to run an ad. So when you're doing this, remember the most important part is not how you're different, although you do need to tell people how you are different. The most important part is how that difference benefits your customers or clients and improves their lives. Now, this whole type of ad can be done in written ad copy. It could also be done in video form as well, either one or both. I really like to do both. I like to do a video, and I also like to have it above the video in text. Number 2 is what I call our empathy, value, and benefit ad. Our empathy, value, and benefit ad. So here's the deal. The key to this ad is meeting people where they're at right now before talking about your product or service. So if you solve a problem, for example, you're going to meet them at the problem before you talk about a solution. Or even if you have like an e-commerce shop that just sells fun products, there's a reason why they're buying your products, whether they are solving a problem or you're enhancing their life in some way, or both. Like there's always something you can grab there, but you want to meet them where they're at first. And like I said, the best way to do that is to connect with them based off of their current situation before using your product or service, and then talk about how your product or service can benefit them and what the future looks like from using it. And again, this could be done for any kind of product or service. It could be a normal e-commerce t-shirt that you could do this with, or it could be life-changing coaching or services that you offer. It could be done with anything. Don't get pigeonholed into thinking this is only for one type of business. This is literally usable for every type of situation. And we've done it with so many different types of companies. So here's the steps to this. Number 1, we start off with a hook to get their attention. But in addition to a hook, it's also a hook that has some empathy in there. So empathy can just be relating to somebody with where they're at right now at this point in time. And how you do that is going to vary drastically based off of who you are and what your product and service is. So there's a million different ways to do that. There's no way I could just give you a general example that's going to apply to you because there's so many different ways to do it. But you want to start off with a hook, and then you want to have some kind of an empathy. I will give a general example anyway, even though it's really hard to do because, like I said, there's a million different ways you could use this. But let's say you were like a gym or a personal trainer and you were helping people to lose weight or build muscle and improve their life. Before you talk about all the benefits of losing weight and building muscle and being healthier and having more energy and all those good things, I would start off by talking about where they're at right now, how frustrating it might be to struggle with your eating or your weight. And I would talk about that and connect with them on that level before talking about how great it can be to overcome all that. That would be an example of how I would start an ad talking about empathy with my hook. That's very important. And then the next step, once you've done that, is to actually give value in the ad. This is one of the things I stand for more than anybody. Value first, always. You want to give value in the ad. Do you know how many people, number 1, don't give value in the ads, but also number 2, if they ever give value, they always lock it behind an email opt-in or a purchase or something like that. You don't want to be like that. You actually want to help and improve somebody's life just by engaging with your ad alone. Just that should help them. So you want to give value in your ad. To me, what is value? It means either educating them or entertaining them or inspiring them or all of the above. It means you care. It means a lot of different things. There's many different ways to give value. I've done episodes on that in the past, and I'll do more in the future. But you want to give value in the ad itself, not after they click, but in the actual ad. And then after the hook with empathy, after the value, then you talk about how your product or service can help them. And you talk about the benefits, not the features. You don't talk about you. It should be about them, how they will benefit. And then I have a real light call to action at the end of that. And that's a really, really powerful ad. That's the empathy, value, and benefits ad. And last but not least, my friends, number 3, the third ad you should be running right now is what I call our segmented call to action retargeting ads. These are insanely powerful and can be really, really effective. Now, we run all kinds of different retargeting ads. We retarget our entire warm audience. We have abandoned cart retargeting and many others. But this one is different in addition to those. And this one is very, very powerful. So a segmented retargeting ad, here's what it does. We figure out based off of data why somebody engaged with us in the first place at the top of the funnel. Now, when you do this right, and you've got some stuff at the top of the funnel that are based off of different pain points, then this is how you can make this work. This is how this becomes effective and doable. Very few people in the world do this, though. Most people either don't do it or they do it wrong and they fail and they just waste money. So in order for this to work, you've also got to have top of the funnel ads that are also segmented in addition to your normal top of the funnel ads. It's not instead of, it's in addition to. So this segmented retargeting ad, it finds out essentially why somebody engaged with you in the first place. And then we actually give them the same kind of stuff in the retargeting ad. It's like, again, back to the gym example or personal trainer. If somebody engaged with an ad previously about losing weight, then your chances are pretty high that they're interested in that. And so if you show them a retargeting ad about weight loss, then your chances are going to be much higher that they're going to do what you want them to do than if you just show them a random or general retargeting ad about gym stuff. So knowing how they got onto your retargeting list in the first place is like gold, yet hardly anybody knows because they just run these general ads and they have no idea how people got there and what they're most interested in. So to get this right, again, you need to have top of the funnel ads that are very segmented, and we segment sometimes by pain point, other times by problems that your product or service solves. And this can be done no matter what kind of business you have. It could be brick and mortar, it could be digital, it could be courses, it could be e-commerce, products, services, any and all of the above. So to run a segmented call to action retargeting ad, what I recommend is figuring out some of the different pain points that your product or service helps people solve, and also how you can benefit them. What are the different ways you can help them? And then you put some ads at the top of the funnel that are specific to just one of those pain points for each ad. And then you create a segmented retargeting audience for each one of those individual things, those individual pain points, those individual ways you can help them. And you talk more about that same thing in your retargeting ad. It is extremely powerful, yet nobody does this kind of stuff. It's crazy. And in terms of the content of these ads, we keep it short and very simple. We have a hook with empathy, and then we give them some value, and the value is based off of why they got onto our retargeting list in the first place. So whatever they engaged with in the top of the funnel, we're going to give them some value on that same topic or pain point. And then we have a call to action. It's very, very effective. I highly recommend you guys try this and put it into action as soon as possible. So just to recap, the 3 ads you should be running right now and testing are our us versus them differentiation ad, our empathy, value, and benefit ad, and then our segmented call to action retargeting ad. And don't forget, to actually run that properly, you need to be running segmented top of the funnel ads as well. So I hope that was helpful. These are very powerful. Make sure you put them into action. Episode 272 is in the books, my friends. Thank you so much for being here. Again, if you want to get in touch, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital, and I will talk to you guys on the next episode. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.